I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent. All will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture. I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness, gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture.
Oh, didn't have the mic on. Didn't have the mic on for a sec. There we go. We're back. America, we are back, baby. Welcome to Monday's episode of America Unfiltered. We got a great show for you guys tonight. Glad to be back with you guys on Monday. Fumbled there for a second. Didn't realize I didn't have the mic on. That could have went on for a lot longer. Thank God I noticed pretty immediately, but we're back. Glad to be back with you guys. We got a great show for you guys. We have a ton of different things to talk about today. A lot of weird little things happened over the weekend that the media seemed to ignore, and I want to discuss them on the show today. And there's, like I said, a lot of different angles to a lot of these things. I want to talk about some of the attacks that have happened on the homeland that the media is completely ignoring. And some of them were actual attacks, and some of them were just threats. Some of them were suspicious activity. But a lot of different things have been happening that has completely escaped the mass media. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, all the major media outlets are ignoring these things. So we're going to report on them today. But there were multiple either attacks or threats that happened over the weekend, including in New York City, Kansas City, Fort Lauderdale, Nashville, Texas. And this is all coming after the United States has decided to bomb Iran for Israel. This is something I'm not in favor of. It does not benefit the United States in any way, and I've explained over the last week or so how it actually only serves to hurt us. In the long run, it really only serves to hurt the United States to get involved in a conflict with Iran, especially in the manner we're going about it. Right now, the United States... Actually, there was a big confirmation on something I said last week, but right now the United States they're trying to push this regime change war for Israel, but in the process of doing so, they want the Iranian people to stand up and take the country back. But it looks like the Iranian people are standing up and doing the opposite. They're actually standing up and they're doubling down on their death to America chants. They're doubling down on their hate and contempt for President Trump. And it's very clear that, or at least it's clear to me. I think it would be obvious to most people, but for some reason, it's not obvious to the people in our government. But if you kill the fathers and mothers of children, you're going to create terrorists out of those children eventually. You're going to create radicalism out of those children. If you kill the children of these parents, the parents themselves will be radicalized by this. And I get war is a touchy thing where it's like you can't really just avoid death or unnecessary deaths. But at the same time, the United States pushing a regime change war for Israel that doesn't benefit the United States, that in the long run will create more terrorism for the United States, is a really bad idea. And I feel like this should just be common sense to some people, but for some reason it's not. For some reason, all the people in our government are supporting this, or all the establishment neocons are supporting this. You have some people in our government, like Thomas Massie, who are very against this, but as we know, Donald Trump is trying to primary Thomas Massie because he goes against the Israel lobby and AIPAC. Very ridiculous. But the thing that I was correct about last week, there was speculation that United States Tomahawk missile hit a school that was for Iranian girls, and there was, I think, 175 little children in this school that all died. And Donald Trump and the United States media tried to play it off, saying, oh, Iran probably fired it at their own school to blame us. And then videos came out over the weekend showing that the United States did fire that Tomahawk missile. So not only are we engaged in this war for Israel, but we are actively committing war crimes. We are literally out there mass murdering children. We bombed a school that had 175 little kids in it. And right now our government is celebrating this and acting like we're the good guys in all this. And I'm not trying to say Iran is the good guys. What I'm trying to say is the United States never should have got involved. We shouldn't be involved with Israel. We should never have been in Iraq, and we should not be in Iran now. It does not benefit the United States to continue to destabilize the entire Middle East for Israel. It benefits Israel. It benefits the Greater Israel Project. It benefits what they're trying to accomplish, but it has no actual tangible benefits for Americans, for people like me, for the youth in this country who's going to get replaced by AI. The boomer retards who listen to everything Trump says. Doesn't even benefit them, but they celebrate it like it does. And then there's a lot of hypocrisy coming from Donald Trump as well that I want to talk about today. I found this very interesting, and I touched on this in my Telegram channel as well. If you guys are in the Telegram channel, you scan that code to get in. But I drop voice messages in there occasionally, and I dropped one in there talking about a few different things. And a lot of it was the rhetoric we're hearing from Donald Trump, which is following the bombing in June on Fordow and Natanz, the underground nuclear sites in Iran, we were told that it was a complete success. And if you're questioning that it was a success, you're a Democrat plant, you have Trump derangement syndrome, you're a liar, you're whatever. Like, they tried to just label you something bad, smear you, slander you, whatever. And then they said we destabilized it and we pretty much destroyed their nuclear program and set it back 10 years. This was, and again, it's not something I'm making up. Like, I'm not making up the timeline of 10 years. This is what the White House press team put out. They put out an article on whitehouse.gov. I showed it on the show last week, where they said we set back Iran's nuclear program 10 years with the bombing campaign, and anybody who's doubting it is just a liar. And then less than 10 months later, Donald Trump is now saying the same exact thing they were saying just months ago. Donald Trump is now saying that they were 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon. The same thing they said that got us involved there in June. But it's very interesting that so many people believe it. You know, it's crazy to me people believed it the first time, because there was American intelligence was saying they were not 2 weeks away, that they were months, if not years away. And then Israeli intelligence is the one who said 2 weeks, and that's what we ended up following. So we ignored American intelligence, went for Israeli intelligence. And then now, fast forward, we're being told that, oh, forget that we said we've set them back for 10 years. We are now 2 weeks away again, 2 weeks away from the end of the world, so we have to go to war with Iran. And that's the rhetoric they use to get us here. And not only that, it's the rhetoric they've doubled down on. Trump today in his press conference, when he talked to the media, said this same statement. He said that they were 2 weeks away, that they were going to nuke Israel, that they were potentially looking to nuke the United States, and that we needed to get involved immediately. So Matt Walsh made a statement about this that I kind of liked, and I showed that on the show last week as well. Matt Walsh has actually been putting out a lot of stuff that I like recently. But he pretty much said you can't have it both ways. You can't tell us that the operation in June was perfect, and now we're back here to part 2 of the operation. That means part 1 wasn't perfect. And I just think they're lying altogether. I think Matt Walsh he's so fucking close to actually grasping the truth, which is they're just lying. This is them pushing Zionism. This is the Zionist-occupied government controlling politics and controlling the military complex. That's exactly what this is. And Matt Walsh is so fucking close to getting it, but his master, Ben Shapiro, is not letting him get there yet. It's very sad, but it's to be realistic about everything. It's just them lying. They've been lying about this the entire time. They were lying about it 2 weeks before. They were lying about it 2 weeks now. Israel's been calling for this war for 30 years, and now Donald Trump is finally giving it to them because they knew this was their last chance to get it. So what did they do when Benjamin Netanyahu came and visited Donald Trump the last time he came over to the United States on his 7th or 8th visit or whatever it was? He told Donald Trump, we're going to nuke Iran. If you want to help us, we won't nuke Iran because we won't need to nuke them. But if we're going to take them head on alone, we're going to nuke Iran. So Donald Trump obviously stepped in to prevent a nuclear war, to prevent the first nuclear device being activated since, what was it, like 1940s. So, I don't know. I'm very disappointed with a lot of the rhetoric we're getting from the administration, and I'm more disappointed with just average Americans. It's kind of sad to see, and like, one of the biggest red pills a lot of people get is just realizing how fucking retarded your average American is. And that's what you really realize through all this, because your average retard MAGA American listened to Donald Trump in June, and they were like, fuck yeah, the operation was a success. We were in and out in 12 days. It's over now. We never have to do it again. And those same people were calling you a fucking liar, doubling down on what the White House said. If that person is saying that the operation wasn't a success or that it wasn't for what we said it was, then they're a liar. They have Trump derangement syndrome, and every one of the MAGA retards said this. And then now those same people who were calling you a retard for saying the mission wasn't a success, or saying that the mission wasn't done for that reason, those same people are now celebrating that we're back there and saying that, oh, we had to do it again. They were that close to a nuclear weapon. It's like, okay, you fucking retard. You stupid fucking bitch. Let me explain this to you. Let me sit you down here. Let me explain this to you. They said they destabilized the program for 10 years, that they set the program back 10 years. You were celebrating that. Less than 10 months later, they're saying that the program is 2 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon and we need to go do it again. Which one is it, you fucking idiot? And these people are like, oh, you just have Trump derangement syndrome. It's like, you stupid. Like, I want to fucking smack some of these fucking retards. They are actually so fucking dumb. It is painful to interact with some of these people they'll celebrate every fucking thing Trump says like he's Jesus Christ himself. It's like, no, Trump is actually kind of a fucking retard too. It's the same guy who thinks we'll just believe. It's like the most boomer mentality ever. Boomers will lie right through their fucking teeth and then they'll be surprised when you don't just accept their lie, when you push back a little bit, because they were so willing to just accept propaganda back in their day. So when we push back a little, they're like so fucking shocked, because all the older Gen X and boomer retards in this country, they listen to Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro and Donald Trump, and they're like, fuck yeah, we're doing the right thing. It's like, no, you guys are just fucking idiots. You're literally listening to someone tell you that a mission was a success, and then you're celebrating that. And then we fast forward, and then we find out we have to go back in again, which would pretty much mean the last one wasn't a success, and you guys still celebrate it like we're still doing the right thing. These people are so fucking stupid. It's actually insane, and it really upsets me to have to talk to some of these people. I'll talk to them, and the whole time I'm just thinking like, holy shit, you are basically a subhuman. You're not even worthy of, like, not that my time is fucking precious, but it's like you're not even worthy of this conversation with me. You are that fucking dumb, some of these people you talk to. It's really annoying to have to talk to these people about this. But another thing that I noticed Donald Trump said, and we'll talk about this a little bit on the show today as well, is Donald Trump was talking more about casualties for American soldiers and Americans in general. And they asked, and he doubled down on the same thing he said before, where he said, yes, Americans will die. That is going to happen. And then one of the reporters even went as far as to specify, and they said, okay, do you mean that American soldiers are at risk, or do you mean that regular Americans are also at risk due to, undercover terrorist cells, things of that nature? And Trump said, it is what it is. This is going to happen. And yes, everybody should be on high alert. So to get this clear, not only are our boys, our military men, they are going over to the Middle East again to get in another war for Israel that doesn't involve us, and they are going to risk their lives, and 7 have already died, or at least 7 that have been reported. I estimate the numbers way higher than that, and they're misreporting the numbers, but they're telling us 7 have died. But now they're telling us that we're now going to have to deal with threats on the homeland as well, and we know this is going to be an issue. I mean, Joe Biden let in, anywhere from 12 to 20 million illegal immigrants. I'd imagine some of those were undercover terrorist cells. And the United States recently said they intercepted a encrypted message that was activating the Iranian terrorist cell. So whether that's a scare tactic or not, I'm not exactly sure. But this is getting real in this country, and this is something we have to worry about. And it doesn't seem like Trump is actually worried about Americans dying. It's literally like I've seen the meme rolling around on Instagram Reels and different platforms, and it's actually 100% correct, where it's the scene from Shrek. And the guy is like, we're going to war and some of you may die and that's okay. And everyone's applauding him. And that's literally what Trump is like. He's like, some of you guys will die and that's okay. And then people fucking applaud him. And then I get so upset talking about it, because this is the same guy who said no new wars, the same guy who promised to put America first, promised to protect Americans, and then the same guy who said, I'm going to put Americans first, not just America first, I'm going to put Americans first. He specified multiple times. That same guy is now saying that we might die in our own country being attacked by terrorists because he needed to invade a country for Israel, for our ally in the Middle East, the size of New Jersey, who he cannot control, who is controlling him with blackmail and through political lobbying. So it's fucking ridiculous that Donald Trump not only sold out, but sold out that hard, that now he is just openly saying it is what it is to Americans dying. And again, not just the soldiers, like, not to minimize what it is when a soldier dies, but that is what they're signing up for. They're signing up and they might have to go defend the country. They might have to go into a conflict. This is what they know. And then most of the people who join also know the history of the United States military and why we get into these wars. It's rarely for the, benefit of the country. What it is for money, oil, Zionism. I mean, it's usually Zionism. But he's now saying you're just average Americans, your soccer moms, your dad, your children who are on their school buses and in their schools, your cousin who's taking a flight next week, that all these people now have to be worried in their own country because of terrorist cells. And we've seen examples of this just this weekend already. So we're only 1 week and change into this war campaign we're seeing in Iran. And we've already had multiple things happen this weekend. So the first thing we had was immediately after we attacked Iran, later that night, or maybe it was the next day, we had somebody shoot up a bar in Texas wearing an Iranian shirt. We can only assume, and our best assumptions say that that person was trying to do a retaliatory terrorist-style attack. Then what we've had over the weekend, we had a plane going from Nashville that got diverted over to Fort Lauderdale. They had to remove somebody, do an emergency landing and remove someone off the flight for a bomb threat. We also had in Kansas City Airport, they had to evacuate the entire airport for hours, pretty much shutting down the entire airport because of, again, another terrorist bomb threat. So we're receiving multiple of these. And then there was also a Muslim terrorist in New York City who threw a bomb at a rally. So just this weekend alone, just 1 week after we've invaded Iran, we've had 3 possible terror attacks or attempts at terror attacks and 1 actual terror attack happen on the homeland of America. So Americans right now are not necessarily safe even in our own country. And we're not safe because of Zionism. We're not safe because of Israel. We could blame Donald Trump all fucking day for this. But realistically, I have a hard time imagining there being another president in office and us avoiding this. I think this is something that was going to happen just because every politician on the left and the right, they disagree on everything besides one issue. And that one issue is, should we support Israel financially? Should we pretty much subsidize their country? And should we support them militarily? Should we provide weapons? Should we provide airplanes? Should we provide bombs? Should we provide the ability for the United States to control Iranian airspace and defend Israeli airspace and use our bombs to take out threats like the Ayatollah, or in recent cases what's happened, to bomb a fucking school of little girls? Like, it's actually just objectively evil what's happening. Every time I come back to that point where it's like we bombed a school of 175 under 10-year-old girls, it actually crushes my heart. It's so fucking sad. Because I remember less than a year ago, 6 months ago on this show, every day I was sitting here talking about Israel did this in Gaza. Israel took down this hospital and they killed these innocent women and children. This happened, this happened, this happened. Israel did this. And now I'm sitting here reporting that America did something just as evil. And it really is like a fucking pit in your stomach. It feels so shitty to know that. Like, it felt shitty knowing my tax dollars were funding the genocide in Gaza. It feels really shitty knowing my tax dollars just funded a Tomahawk missile that blew up a fucking school full of little girls. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. It really pisses me off. It really infuriates me. And people are giving Candace Owens a lot of shit. And again, I give her my fair share of shit as well. I think Candace Owens is a fucking sub-Saharan retard in a lot of ways. But Candace Owens putting out the statement saying, yeah, guys, I wouldn't join the military right now. It's very clear that we have a Zionist-occupied government, and until we can get that under control, until we can actually take our fucking country back, you are just going to serve for Israel. You're not serving for the United States. And Candace Owens got so much shit for this. You had podcasters arguing that Candace should be put in prison for this. And I just want to say, Candace, as much as I give you shit, as much as I think you're a fucking retard, that was a great statement. Because right now, in this moment, you should not be joining the military. And to the people who do, I pray for you, salute to you, God bless you, nothing wrong with you, but I don't think you're actually going to serve the United States, as sad as that is. I wish every person who joined the military was going to be serving the United States when they did so, but realistically, when they're joining the military, you are serving Israel. You're serving a foreign country, and that foreign country is one that has attacked United States soldiers, attacked United States civilians, and does not have our best interests in mind. What they have in their mind is the Greater Israel Project. That's what they're working towards. That's what they're trying to do. So, I don't know. I thought, like I said, I don't love Candace at all. I think she's a fucking idiot, but I thought that was a good statement. And again, it takes balls to put something like that out there, knowing you're going to get so much shit for it. And then there was a few other like little things that happened that maybe we'll talk about before we, like I said, the featured story of the show today is just going to be talking about the war, some of the draft statements by Caroline Leavitt. People have been going back and forth about that. But I also saw Kai Schwemmer got picked to be the, political director of the Young College Republicans. And the entire week now, or the entire weekend at least, we've seen multiple people targeting Kai, trying to cancel him, trying to destroy all credibility he has. And Kai has been doing his thing perfectly. Kai has been responding saying, Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to keep talking about me without ever talking to me, feel free, but I'm going to respond on every one of your posts letting people know. But if you would like to have a conversation with me, we could hop on live stream literally any day. You pick the time and we'll discuss these things. And it's probably the most perfect response Kai could give. And it's right on cue, or it's exactly like what you expect from him. Like if you watch his streams, if you watch the way he talks, his attitude, he's one of the most positive guys. He really seems to be one of the most friendly people. And I'll even say personally, I think he probably is one of the most friendly people in the political streaming business. When I was just starting out, I mean, I sent Kai a DM. I don't even know what it was about. It was something about Jubilee because I was on and so was he. And he was a guy who, when I had like no followers and I was just a very small streamer, responded to me. He was someone who encouraged me. So I think Kai's an incredible person. I think he's an incredible addition to the right wing. I think he's an incredible addition to the Groypers. And I think having a Groyper as the political director of the Young College Republicans is fucking awesome. Like, for the people who want to deny that we are everywhere, we are literally everywhere. They're writing articles saying 40% of the White House staff is Groypers. And, 40% of all the young staff in D.C. is Groypers. And then now we have a Groyper literally as the political director of the Young College Republicans on the national level. Like, let's fucking go. The Groyping of America is fucking commenced, and we are here, and we are not going anywhere. And then, let's see, what else was there? There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about, trying to refresh my mind. Oh, yeah. There was a new study, or two new studies that came out. Actually, let me, pop them up here, because I don't want to misquote them. But it was 45% of Republicans under age 44 believe that Jews pose a threat to the American way of life, according to a survey by the Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs. So, and I saw a tweet, and that's kind of why I should have read the tweet first before I did this, doing this a little out of order. But I saw a tweet that was interesting, and it was from a representative in America, and they tweeted that Muslims don't fit into American culture and they shouldn't be in America. And again, I kind of agree. I tend to agree with that statement. But the more they normalize that talk, the more they're going to normalize us talking about Jews that way among the youth. Like, I understand that Gen X and boomers are not going to speak about Jews that way. It's very clear. They're very cucked. They are unwilling to talk about it because they don't want to be labeled anti-Semites. I don't care if you call them Islamophobic. Nobody gives a shit about that anymore. But anti-Semitism, that's... You don't want to be Hitler, guy. That's the worst thing ever, apparently. So they're talking about it. They're saying that, Muslims shouldn't be in the United States. And then in my head, I'm just like, okay, if you replace the word Muslim with Jews in there, and I do that a lot on the show where I'll find a tweet by Randy Fine or someone. I'm like, take out the word Muslim, put Jews in there. When he said Muslims or dogs, and then I said, okay, Jews or dogs. What would you pick if you had to get rid of one in the country, Jews or dogs? And then I thought that was an interesting bit. But then now they're doing this where they're overwhelmingly on the right. They're going so hard against Muslims now. And the young people on the right, again, they feel pretty similarly about Muslims, but they also feel this way about Jews as well, especially about Zionist Jews. So the more they normalize speaking like that about Muslims, which I don't have a problem with, the more they give us the ability to, or the more free reign they give us to talk about Jews in that manner among the youth, and it's going to explode. I mean, you go on Instagram Reels and you have a Gypsy Crusader video, then you have a Hitler edit, then you have a Nick Fuentes edit, then you have a, I don't know. I mean, it just goes on. You get another fucking Hitler edit, you get an Epstein edit. I don't fucking know. But the youth overwhelmingly despises Israel. Not only despises Israel, they're very awake to the idea of organized Jewry and how it's impacting the country, how it's impacting their daily lives, why things are so expensive because of it, why the United States got involved in Iraq while we're not now involved in Iran, why we bombed Syria, why we got involved in all these Middle Eastern countries in the first place. People are waking up to the USS Liberty. People are talking about that now probably more than they were talking about it at the time. We have people who are talking about the Israeli art students and the dancing Israelis. So people among the youth are very active and aware of what's going on with Jewish influence in this country. And the more they talk about this Muslim stuff, which again, I'm cool with. If they want to say get the Muslims out of the country, cool, get them the fuck out of the country. I don't care, kick the towel heads out. But at the same time, get ready for when the conversation comes about, okay, should we have Zionist Jews who have Israel's best interests over America's best interests in this country? When that question comes up, they're going to freak out. They're going to write articles about everyone, try and cancel everyone, debank everybody. They might even roll out another that sounds crazy to say, but it's like they might even do something as drastic as that, where it's like they might create a situation that makes it harder for us to communicate, or they might, I don't know. It makes me scared at the ideas of what could happen. Like, I always come back to the idea of the Unit 8200 Israeli Defense Forces, the people who put the bombs in the pagers. Most of them now work at Apple, Meta, Google, all the biggest tech companies in the US. And it really makes me scared that there's like bombs in our devices or listening things in all our devices. And I don't know. I come back to the idea of like, okay, how are they going to deter that when it gets to that point? Like when they push this Muslim thing so far, and then the youth is like, okay, now let's talk about the Jews. Now that we got the Muslims out, now that we're done with that problem, let's talk about this problem. How are they going to deal with that? And it always brings me to the idea of like, are they just going to bomb the shit out of us? Like, is one day, or am I just going to pick my phone up out of my pocket and it's just going to blow up in my fucking face? Like, our Apple Watch is going to blow our hands off. Our AirPods going to just explode our fucking head. Like, I don't know. Makes me scared. And then the only other thing that I want to talk about, and then we'll get into the actual main show, and this is, it's not as political, but it's like slightly tied into political, but it's something I'm excited about, or I was at least. I've been talking about the White House UFC card for a while. Big UFC fan, as a lot of you guys know. And I was very disappointed with the BMF fight. Let's talk about that really quick. The BMF fight on Friday, we had Oliveira versus Holloway, and I was a little nervous going in. Like, first I thought Holloway would win. He didn't. He got dogged for 25 straight minutes by Oliveira. He just held him down like a little bitch. And then he tried to point at the circle at the end, but they really only got to exchange a couple hits. But the fight, like, if you're going to do a BMF fight, like, I understand, like, what Oliveira did is still a dominating UFC performance and a very good performance, but it's not BMF worthy. BMF worthy is like two guys who are going to stand and bang. Two guys who are going to literally give their all and risk their lives in this fight. And that wasn't what that fight was. So that was disappointing to see. And again, like, Oliveira, well-deserved. He beat the shit out of Holloway, who's a hard guy to beat. Holloway had no defense on the ground. But it just wasn't an exciting fight. And then they announced the White House card. And then, like, we're all speculating, like, is Conor McGregor going to be on the White House card? Is John Jones making an appearance on the White House card? Is Sean Strickland versus Khamzat going to be on the White House card? And it's like, we get none of that. They give us a Gaethje fight. They give us a Topuria fight. Like, they don't give us, like, anything we actually want to see. Like, we get a Sugar Sean fight. That's all right. That's cool. We get a Gain fight. But it's like, come on. The people wanted to see John Jones. We wanted to see Conor. And, like, Conor comes out, makes a statement. Conor's like, yeah, they talked to me about the White House card a bit, but they ultimately decided they don't want me on the White House card because they know if they put me on a card, it's going to sell no matter what. So they don't need to put it on the card that's going to be the most sold card in existence. Then John Jones comes out because they even make a statement saying that, like, John Jones was asking for too much money. He comes out, puts a statement out. I think I have it here. I don't know if I do. But he comes out, he puts a statement out, and it's basically just like, they lowballed me. I came in, they lowballed me again. We decided we weren't going to be able to come up with a number that we could agree with, and they just moved on. But it's like, why the fuck you lowball? Like, Dana White, like, practically sucks off John Jones at any point he gets. At any point, he's like, John Jones is the greatest. Like, Dana White will look a kid who's beating stage 4 cancer right in the eyes and tell him, John Jones is a better fighter than you. Like, Dana White loves John Jones. It's so fucking clear that Dana White thinks John's the greatest fighter of all time, and I actually agree. I think John is an impressive specimen when it comes to fighting. I mean, he really is the toughest motherfucker to ever exist possibly in the UFC. But to not have him on that card, to not have Conor on that card, to not have Sean Strickland on that card, it's disappointing. And it's like, you hype this card up so much, it fucking sucks. Like, there's a couple big names on there, but there's going to be no real action. There's going to be no exciting fights. Like, the most exciting fight might be Sugar Sean. Like, I cannot imagine Pereira versus Gain is going to be that exciting. Okay, Pereira in 1. Like, done. It's like, I don't know. I'm disappointed with disappointed with the card, disappointed with the UFC, and I fucking despise the ads. Like, that was, I don't know, watching the fights with all the ads is fucking painful. It sucks. And then the fact that the stream went out on Paramount midway through the title fight last week, like, that was embarrassing in itself. So, I don't know. I think the UFC kind of shat the bed the last week. They're shitting the bed on this White House card. But we'll talk about that more later this week. I do want to get actually into the show today. Like I said, we do have a lot of things I want to talk about, a few things I want to show you guys. And I want to talk about this. I was going to talk about this Epstein thing, I guess, before I started, but we'll do that towards the end of the show. Or maybe we'll do it right in the start. But before we get into everything, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. I'll be reading the comments at the end of today's show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on X, Instagram, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, whatever you're on. Just give me a follow there. And join my Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner to stay updated on all things America Unfiltered. With that, let's get into the actual show. The first thing we'll talk about this weird Epstein thing that's happening. And then we'll finish it off talking about the rest of the Iran stuff and the threats on the homeland and in Iran. But this Epstein thing is really weird. So it's been reported now through leaked documents in the Epstein files and whistleblowers that there was a lot of suspicious activity happening in the prison that Epstein was found dead at. And I've speculated, and I've actually said with almost 100% confidence on this show that Epstein he did not kill himself. He was killed in this prison. Like, there's a better chance they swapped him out and he's still alive than him killing himself. He either got killed or he got swapped out. I don't see any scenario where this guy kills himself. But it's found out recently that there was a woman who was getting deposits, $5,000 deposits in her bank account in the weeks leading up to the Epstein, leading up to when they found Epstein in his cell hanging. And then it also shows that morning, before they found Epstein dead, this woman was searching on Google multiple different times for health updates and is Jeffrey Epstein dead or alive updates. The woman who was supposed to be guarding the cell was literally searching before they found him dead in the cell on the same day about Jeffrey Epstein health update, things like that. So this woman obviously knew that this was going to happen, that they were either going to fake his death or kill him. This woman was paid off in some way, very clear. And the payments were, like, the reason we know all this is because, not that the prison necessarily reported it, but the bank she was working with, where she was getting all the deposits in, they literally reported it to the FBI that a woman was getting suspicious payments. The bank didn't know what it was about. They investigate it, nothing happens from it, and we find out that this woman who was guarding Epstein's cell, the one where the cameras miraculously turned off and the guards were asleep, this woman was not only getting $5,000 payments multiple times leading up to this, but she also was searching multiple times in that time frame about the health of Jeffrey Epstein, or if he's dead or alive, or updates on him in prison. So it's very clear that something larger is happening. We'll do a full Epstein show this week at some point where we'll talk about some more of the files. We'll talk about some more things happening because with the whole Iran conflict happening, I don't want anyone to forget that Jeffrey Epstein was still a problem, or that the influence Jeffrey Epstein had and that still exists right now within the lobby that was paying him, that still is a threat, and we cannot just let this go. Just because we're in a war with Iran doesn't mean we're letting go of everything Epstein. So this week we're going to be juggling a lot. We'll be talking about Iran. We'll be talking about Epstein. We'll be talking about a ton of different things. So it's going to be a great week. Hope you guys are excited for the shows this week. And I want to read this tweet by Matt Walsh that Matt Walsh put up on X right after we found all this information out about the Epstein thing. But Matt Walsh goes, so just to recap, a prison guard who lied to the authorities about checking on Epstein also coincidentally made a series of deposits in the weeks leading up to his death that were so suspicious that the bank independently reported them to the police. The same prison guard was searching for news about Epstein in the moments before his death, and that same guard was independently named by inmates who claimed that she was involved in covering up the killing. Also, 2 cameras in front of Epstein's cell malfunctioned while all of this was happening. That's a whole lot of coincidences stacking up on top of each other. I don't know, it seems strange to me, but I'm no detective. I thought that was a good tweet by Matt Walsh. I like how he puts his dry sense of humor in there, towards the end where it's like, I'm no detective. I like Matt Walsh a lot. I just wish he didn't work for Ben Shapiro. I think he would 10x his viewing overnight if he quit at the Daily Wire and stopped pushing the Zionist lobby's talking points and actually just pushed real America First talking points. But it's very clear there's a lot of things we don't know about Epstein, a lot of things we don't know that we're not getting because they refused to release 3 million of the files that they're covering up for. I mean, it's very clear they're covering up actively within the administration itself. Like Howard Lutnick was on the island. They're still defending him. Howard Lutnick possibly had some involvement with 9/11, and they still defend that. They were even laughing about that in the Oval Office. But I thought Matt Walsh's statement there was a great one. I thought it really, I don't know. The thing that sticks out to me is when he goes, that's a lot of coincidences. Because I say a lot on my show. I say it all the time. Coincidences do not exist. If there's too many coincidences or a lot of weird ones or whatever, coincidences do not exist. That is something that is manufactured and set up. Whenever you feel like there's weird coincidences happening in your life, start looking around and start in your, you don't have to go pressing every single person, but in your own mind, do it. In your mind, question these people. Figure out who would benefit the most from these scenarios, because this is a setup. This isn't just a coincidence after coincidence. This is an active setup and cover up. They either killed Jeffrey Epstein or they swapped his body out. I would most likely say they killed him. But I don't know. Hopefully we get some more information on everything with this prison guard. Like I said, we'll talk about it more later this week. I do want to talk a little bit about this Iran stuff. Let me get some of this stuff pulled up here. And let me show this as well. This was the soldier that we just lost as well. We just lost our, like I said, 7th U.S. soldier in combat. And I don't actually think it's 7. I think it's probably more like in the 50s to 100s. I would be shocked to find out it's less than 10. It makes sense for them to underreport it. Doesn't make sense for them to accurately report it, but it makes a lot of sense for them to underreport it. So I do not think it's 7. I think it's way more. From the videos and live streams I've seen, I've been watching the live streams constantly of the war. It's very clear that they are targeting a lot of U.S. bases, embassies, a lot of places where United States citizens would be and where our soldiers would be. And I struggle accepting the idea that only 7 have passed, and I think it's sadly way more than that. So we should all keep all these soldiers in our prayers as they go through this war for Israel. It's so fucked up that our country is sending our soldiers there, and they have not written off boots on the ground yet. And let's talk about like what the title of the video is, and let's get to that really quick. Because I made the title of the video, Are You Getting Drafted for World War III? And I say this because there was a lot of controversy on social media over the weekend with Caroline Leavitt. Caroline Leavitt, in an interview with Fox, didn't fully denounce the idea of a draft or of them enlisting United States soldiers into this war and shipping boots on the ground. But she never directly said it. A lot of people were quote tweeting it and putting the quote, a draft is on the table. That's not what she said at all. I want to be clear about that. She did not directly say there would be a draft, but what they did say, and what I still don't love the answer, I think it's actually a terrible answer, but it kind of does make sense from a negotiating standpoint if you're in President Trump's shoes. But what she did say is that we're not taking anything off the table. It wouldn't make sense for us to do that. It wouldn't make sense for us to say a draft is off the table, because that shows, it sends a message to Iran about, how serious we are about this invasion, if it needs to go a long time, etc. All the different scenarios that could play out. So I understand it from that side. But for the actual side of what Americans are thinking, you have Americans at home, you have moms worried, you have young people worried that, oh, am I going to get drafted? Is this going to happen? I would say it's a very low shot they actually draft anybody. I think if they attempted to draft people, you might see a civil war in the country. You might actually see like a revolutionary war in the country. If they tried to draft people, people are so aware in this modern day age in 2020, in the big 2026, everybody knows about the Zionist Israel's project. They know about how Zionism and Israel and Jews are controlling the media, controlling the government through lobbying, how Miriam Adelson gave Trump $250 million, how we fund Israel no matter what they do, even if they attack us, or know about terrorist operations that are happening in our country. So I think if they openly said, hey guys, we're starting a draft for this war in Iran, I really think the youth would actually revolt. I think the left would immediately do it. But the difference would be is the left, what they would do is they would there would be a couple, as fucked up as it sounds, you'd probably get a couple assassination attempts. But if it was the right, you would just see literal all-out war. You would see the people on the right pouring into the streets with guns, shit like that. I think the right is a lot more willing, while the right is a lot more capable, while the left is a lot more willing. I think the left is more willing to go commit violence. But I think when it comes to actually getting the job done, I think the right is 10 times more capable. And I want to avoid that at all costs. I don't think they should do a draft. I don't think this war is in America's best interest at all. I don't think I think if they did that, I literally think it would tear the country down. Like most average empires last 250 years, we would make it right to that fucking mark because you would immediately see a revolutionary style war. You would see some factions of the country, some different groups on the left and the right try and overthrow the government, most likely at that. Like that's how I would see it. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think, if you guys think that's accurate. But yeah, I don't know. It's scary to me. It really is. Let's see. Some people in the live chat. Someone goes for realsies. I don't know what you're speaking about necessarily, but yeah, for reals. Someone said China. Okay. I don't think have I been talking about China at all today? I don't think so. Someone said we need you gullible goy. I'm not gullible. Goyim United will not be defeated though. And someone said, what platform do you get most from a donation? Probably Kick or YouTube, one of the two. But if you do it on, if you super chat on YouTube, it pops up right on the screen. It reads out your message right as you do it. So wherever you want to do it, I'm not picky about where the donations come from. If you do, they're very very appreciated. I'm going on Jubilee next week, less than a week now. So I'll be going on Jubilee. So whatever I get, I'm just putting towards the fund for that trip. Because it's expensive to get out to Los Angeles, and they don't pay you shit. They don't give you fucking anything. It sucks. But let's see. Where was I? I was talking about Iran. I was talking about the possibility of a draft. Like I said, I don't think it's likely, just because I think if they knew strategically they could get away with it, maybe they would do it. I actually do think that. But I don't think we're in a situation in the United States now where they could do it and get away with it. I think they know if they did it that it would cause civil unrest in the country to the point where like literally people are calling for politicians' heads on sticks. Like it would not pan out how they planned it. So I don't think a draft is likely, but I do want to address some of the issues on the homeland, which are some of the things I'm really worried about, especially as I'm like going to travel to Los Angeles later this week. Like it makes me scared, the idea of getting on a fucking plane, because you see shit like this, and let me show you. Let me get it pulled up. Where was it? So I'm going to show you guys this video, and this is a video of some guy literally throwing a bomb at a New York rally. And this is, again, scary. Like, Caroline Levitt tweeted out that they were connected to ISIS. We have not got any real confirmation on that yet. I've been checking. But it's scary to think that we are dealing with now 4 attempted terrorist attacks on the homeland in just the last week, or to be honest, just over this last weekend since this conflict has started. But let's play this video. This is from the New York rally where a bomb was thrown. And it's actually like, not that it's funny. Again, it's not funny that a bomb was thrown, but it is funny the speech he's giving when a bomb is thrown. If you could read it right here. He goes, as a born and raised New Yorker, we welcome everyone into this city. And then as he says that, a Muslim dude fucking, like, it's not funny, but it's like, you guys get what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know.
We were born and raised in New York, and we want everyone here to stay in New York. You don't get to come from outside and then tell everyone else.
Absolutely insane. Like, look, he just comes out of nowhere.
Outside and then tell everyone else.
He just yosses a bomb right into the fucking crowd. Very sad. And then we get this post from Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi goes, we have charged 2 alleged ISIS-inspired terrorists who attempted to bomb a protest in New York City. We will not allow ISIS poisonous anti-American ideology to threaten this nation. Our law enforcement officers will remain vigilant. And I doubt this was ISIS. I'd imagine they're covering for a Iranian attacker, and they're not trying to cover because they want to protect Iran. They just don't want Americans to realize the implications of this war, that there is going to be Iranian terrorist attacks. Someone said, it's very ironic. You're all welcome. Okay, bomb. Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually, like I said, it's not funny that a bomb got thrown, but it is funny that, like, this guy's like, guys, we're all welcome here. We're all one. And then someone, like a Muslim brown guy, just comes and throws a fucking bomb, Howlhead style. Just crazy. Let's see. I think I had something else I wanted to show you guys. Let me see if I can get it pulled up here. Where is it? I don't know. I'm not seeing it, but okay, we'll just get back to talking. But yeah, there's a lot of different things that have happened. Like I said, over the weekend, like I showed you guys, there was the video of the guy throwing the bomb in New York City. But then we also had the Kansas City airport get completely shut down, fully evacuated. Everyone left. They had to ground all the flights. And it was because of a suspected bomb threat from an Iranian. Oh,
At Strong 41 cents, $20 on YouTube. Some shekels for your upcoming trip. Make the island proud.
Dude, I'm making the island proud. Thank you. Much appreciated. Going to the Jubilee Fund. Huge shout out to JT Strongbow 41. Let's fucking go. Very appreciated. Thank you so much. It's crazy. I finally figured out how to get the super chats to pop up on the screen. Exciting stuff. We didn't have that in the past. We're evolving as a show. We're getting better and better every day. But huge shout out. Thank you. I'll make the island proud. I will make everybody proud. I'll be your leader. I'll send the army. By hell or high water, we will get this country back one day. America first is inevitable. And I do plan to make the Jubilee trip as fun as possible. Like, I went on Jubilee, to sidetrack from what I was talking about for a second, we'll talk about Jubilee. When I went on Jubilee the last time, I think it was last April or May. April or May, somewhere in that time frame. But I had just started my show a few months before. I was new to streaming, new to everything. I don't even think I was live streaming at that point. I think I was actually just doing like pre-recorded videos still. But yeah, I was newer to it all. And when I went on Jubilee, I was like super nervous. I was like, oh, what are people going to think? Because you don't have editing rights. Like, they can cut it up however they want, make you sound however they want. So I was very careful about things I said. I was like, I don't want to get canceled. I don't want people to... That was before there was a time on my show when I wasn't as unfiltered and explicit as I am today. And then it slowly shifted over time because, like, people started... I would say, like, oh, black people commit a disproportionate amount of crimes, and people would call me a racist. And I'd be like, okay, if you're going to call me a racist for that, I might as well just go full balls to the wall, call them super predators, and really just let people know what I think about it. And then same thing, it's like I talked about, I was like, Israel's committing a genocide, and we're funding it. And they're like, that's anti-Semitic. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to call me anti-Semitic for that, I might as well just start talking about how they control the media and the banks. It's like, if I'm going to be an anti-Semite, let me actually fucking be one. And then same thing, it just went on and on with each and every label they put on you. I was just like, okay, if they're going to call me it over this stupid thing, let's just go full balls to the wall. So I'm excited for this Jubilee trip because now I'm a lot more comfortable on camera. I'm a lot more myself, my own humor. And I don't know, I'm very excited to be able to... I'm not going to, like, try and just say some crazy outlandish shit, but I'm not going to hold back at all. Like, on my last Jubilee trip, I tried to be very respectful, tried to be nice to everybody. I'm gonna look someone in the face and call them a fucking retard on Jubilee. Like, I'm gonna do some fun shit. I'm gonna have fun with this trip. I'm gonna look some stupid bitch right in the eye and I'm gonna tell her this is why you shouldn't be able to vote. Like, I'm gonna look her right in the eye and call her a baby machine. I'm gonna have a fun time on this Jubilee trip. So, very excited. Huge shout out to you for donating to it. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know when it's gonna air. It's gonna air sometime. It usually takes them like a month or a few weeks. So I'd imagine we're filming it this weekend. I'd imagine start of April, mid-April, or probably around the same time I'm doing the Fishback interview. We got the Fishback interview first week of April. Very excited about that as well. Love James Fishback, huge supporter of him. But okay, let's stop sidetracking. Let's go back to what I was saying. So we had I think I was talking about the Kansas City airport. We had the Kansas City airport completely shut down due to these bomb threats. And this was an Iranian bomb threat. And then we also had a flight that got diverted, like I said, from Nashville to Fort Lauderdale, emergency landing. Let me see if I have the video of it. Not sure if I do. I think I do, save somewhere here. But pretty much, they had to evacuate the whole plane, pretty much evacuate the airport. They arrested somebody, and it was because of another bomb threat on a plane due to an Iranian sleeper cell. And nothing ended up happening in those two instances, or at least that has been reported. Like I said, this has been completely underreported by the media. Like, unless you're on X, like religiously on X, you probably didn't see any of this. So let me pop this up on the screen so you guys can see it. This is from the, what was this, the Kansas City airport? Yeah, Kansas City, so... This is all the people, like, nothing crazy happens in this video. You get to see them all evacuating. And then if I scroll down, this was crazy, actually. This was, we hit the oil plants in Iran, and that was the scene from Friday night. Like, look at that. And they want to pour out the rhetoric saying, oh, they'll be happy we liberated them. They'll be happy we bombed their country in the long run. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be happy that. Like, I think that is like, if you ever look up in the sky and see that, that's going to fuck you up for the rest of your life. You will have a form of PTSD for the rest of your life. These people literally looked up and this is what they fucking saw. Like, that is life-altering, scary shit. It's just fucked up. Like, you see that video and you're just like, holy shit. Like, the pure scale of it is incredible. Let me see if I have... Yeah, this was the bomb threat on Nashville flight. This was the Southwest flight.
Everybody heads down. Stand up.
And you see, they pull a Middle Easterner off the plane. Yeah. And then I actually saw this. I forgot to bring this up earlier in the show, but this was pretty crazy. I love how they started with alleged homosexual. We know it's true. We know he's gay. But homosexual Lindsey Graham traveled to Israel with United States intelligence to coach Netanyahu on how to convince Trump to bomb Iran, going so far as to give the Prime Minister, Bibi Netanyahu, United States intelligence. I mean, he should be tried for treason for this. Absolutely insane that we have that happening. But like I showed you, there's multiple threats on the homeland. So we had a bombing in New York City. We had the Kansas City airport getting shut down. We had the Nashville, Fort Lauderdale flight bomb threats as well. We had the shooting in Texas. And this is only the start of it. I mean, as we're facing these like crazy TSA delays and all these problems with flights, it makes me really scared that like something might happen in an airport or that they're going to take advantage of that in a very malicious and fucked up way. I'm looking now to see if I had anything else I wanted to show you guys on here. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through all the tabs I had open. Yeah, I also saw, okay, this was, I just had this pop up. This was something crazy too. And we're almost at the end of the show here. We're going to go to the comments pretty shortly. It's been a kind of out of order show, but we had a lot of different things to talk about, so I've just been bouncing back and forth talking about everything. But along with the bombing in Iran, Israel, like we know and like I've talked about many times on the show, is not just involved in one war, they're involved in 7, or as they say, 8 wars, because they consider the war they have in the United States media, they consider that a war. Which is insane to think that our greatest ally is at war with our media and our country, but for some reason we still call them our greatest ally. No, they're just a terrorist country. That's all they are. It's a country of rapists and terrorists. That's what Israel is, and they need to just be more honest about that. But what I saw is Israel picked up their bombing campaign in Lebanon as this war with Iran has started. And they probably figured that while there's a lot of media attention in Iran, they're able to get away with, more bombing campaigns in Lebanon, more destructive ones. They're able to target civilian citizens, etc. And what we have seen is now they have bombed a Catholic priest, or a Catholic priest has now been killed through one of their bombs. So Israel bombed a Catholic little village or a little Catholic area that was in Lebanon, killing a Catholic priest and many others, and the media is refusing to cover this at all. So our greatest ally is killing Catholics. We have the Pope condemning it. We have the rest of the media ignoring it. And this is something that Americans and everyone around should be outraged about. We are funding this. We are funding Catholic priests being destroyed by missiles. And we're allowing our ally to do it, our Jewish allies, to kill Catholics. And I talk about all the time on this show how in the country of Israel, how they despise Christians. Like just a couple of years ago, they introduced legislature in the Knesset to try and ban talking about Jesus Christ in Israel, which they want to say like, oh, Judeo-Christian. That's the word they use to try and convince Americans. You heard Charlie Kirk say this. You heard Ben Shapiro say this. You heard Mark Levin say this. You've heard Laura Loomer say this. You've heard Trump say it. You have heard Benjamin Netanyahu say it. They use Judeo-Christian a lot, which is an oxymoron in itself because the two religions are not compatible at all. One rejects Jesus Christ. One sees Jesus Christ as the king of all people. But for some reason, they act like these religions really go well together. But then that same country that we're allies with, who pitches to us the Judeo-Christian relationship that America was founded on, like bullshit, it was founded on Christian values, not Judeo-Christian. But they want to then try and ban talking about Jesus Christ in their country. And then they also have to publicly acknowledge and apologize for the fact that their people spit on Christians as they go through. So when Christian missionaries walk through Israel, they get spit on constantly. And there was that one funny video by Officer Tatum, the fucking retard. Officer Tatum, who's a pro-Zionist shill who was being paid. It's actually funny. They were all being told they were going to get paid $7,000 a post, and then they didn't get paid anything in the end. And Officer Tatum was one of those people. But he was doing an interview with Bibi Netanyahu, and he goes, yeah, we had a great time in Israel, and there was only one incident where a little boy spit on a pastor we were with. And it was just like, and he was like, and then, you know, someone told him it wasn't okay, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so you're telling me you're okay with a little Jewish boy spitting on you because you're Christian, you're just cool with that? Like, it's crazy to hear. He's like, and there was only one incident where a little Jewish boy spit on us because we were Christians. And it's like, huh? And you don't look at that and think like, what the fuck? Like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of this kid. Like, I would have beat the shit out of that kid. I would have beat the fucking piss out of that little Jewish boy. But Officer Tatum's like, no, it was great. Like, it was super refreshing, actually. Like, these are the retards that we're dealing with. And I don't know. So we see them bombing Catholic priests in Lebanon, and I was talking to someone about it, and they're like, does it shock you? And I'm like, no, it doesn't at all. I'm actually surprised they didn't expect it to happen. You know, like, I wasn't shocked when I heard it, but I wasn't actively thinking like, oh, they're gonna take advantage and they're gonna do things like this. They're gonna kill more Christians in Lebanon. And I'm disappointed in myself for not putting that together, because it was so obvious that when they picked up the bombing campaign in Lebanon again after they started the Iran war, that they were going to be a lot more vicious and violent, and they were going to try and be more precise with their targeting, and they would go out of their way to try and target people who weren't Hezbollah but were just Christians, and they were going to try and continue to genocide Christians in the way they have in Lebanon. So I'm very disappointed with myself for not picking that up earlier before it happened, but very sad. We need to all continue to pray for the repose of his soul. Pray for the Christian Lebanon, or the people in Lebanon who are Christians who are getting slaughtered by the thousands by Israeli missiles and soldiers right now. It's very sad. Like, all over the world right now, the United States is involved in war crimes, and even if we're not actively doing them, we're funding them. We're funding war crimes through Israel. We're literally sending Tomahawk missiles to blow up an all-girls school in Iran. Like, what the fuck? It makes me so saddened as an American to see these things, and I really question the morality of a lot of the Gen X and boomers in this country who are just so okay with it, who just sit back and watch this and are like, yeah, it is what it is, this is war. It's like, no, this is completely avoidable. If we weren't allies with the terrorist state of Israel, we would not be involved in this at all. If we looked at Israel the same way we look at all the other Middle Eastern shitholes, we wouldn't be involved in this at all. Like, Israel is not a moral country. Israel is not a good country. Israel is a country of terrorists and pedophiles. Like, I showed the map of the red alerts in Tel Aviv, and then I showed the map of the pedophile list, the sex offender list in Tel Aviv. There's more sex offenders than there was red alerts going off during all the missiles. Like, it's crazy. All the United States Jewish pedophiles flee to Israel because they get safety there. They get protected there. Tom Wardim Alexandrovich, the guy who works under Bibi Netanyahu, is one of the people who tried to rape an American child, got caught in a sting operation in Las Vegas and fled to Israel, and is still working under Bibi Netanyahu in cybersecurity. So it's so fucked up. Very insane. Let me just double check if there's anything else I had to show you guys. If not, we'll kind of wrap this up, move on to our comments. I was going to talk about Kai Schwemmer for a bit. I did already a little, but yeah, I think what I said already kind of covers it. I would just be repeating myself, but there's all these people going back and forth and trying to cancel Kai Schwemmer, and I just want to say, Kai, you are the fucking man. Don't listen to them. I know you're not going to, but Kai is somebody who, like I said, was somebody who I reached out to when I first started this, and he reached out to me when I had like little to no followers. He was gaining nothing from it, just taking time out of his day. He's one of the most genuine people. He's been in the AF movement for a very long time. He's even in Nick Fuentes' documentary. Great guy, very, very smart and intelligent person when it comes to politics, anything, theology. Very, very well-versed and very talented person. So it's well-deserved that Kai is now the political director for the Young College Republicans. Very well-earned, very well-deserved. Don't let them break your spirits. Don't let them set you off from what you're trying to do. Someone just writes, gas prices are skyrocketing. War with Iran, nothing is cheaper. The U.S. lost 92,000 jobs in February. A pardoned J6er got life in prison. Sex crimes. GDP fell to 2.2% in 2025. Farm bankruptcies up to 46%. Yeah, I mean, the golden age of America is really just a golden shower. They're pissing on us and telling us it's rain. Like, no, I can tell it's piss. Affordability shit, 15-year car loans, 50-year mortgages, bombing Iran in June, war with Iran in February and March, and most likely it might continue through to September. That's my estimation. Jobs are shit. Right now, all the benefits are going to these special interest groups and corporations. The actual American citizens are not seeing any real benefit to this. Trump even like put out his SAVE Act, and he was like, no transgender surgeries without parental consent. It's like, are you fucking, yeah, that's what we wanted. We wanted delusional leftist parents to be able to consent so their kids could get their cocks chopped off. Like, it's so fucked up. Very, very disappointed with Donald Trump, his entire administration. I mean, his administration's abysmal. Half of them are probably fucking foreign agents. The other half are absolute retards. Kash Patel's a fucking retard. His girlfriend's a very alleged Mossad honeypot. Pam Bondi's another stupid blonde bitch. Excuse me. Pete Hegseth, Zionist shill. Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, skipped work on 9/11, became a billionaire off 9/11. Next door neighbors with Epstein, got caught lying about Epstein under oath, was on the island multiple times. Everybody in the administration, like Dan Bongino is just a fucking retard podcaster now. Like everybody in the administration is just, they suck. It really is bad. But that's going to be the kind of the entire show for the night. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. We're going to go on to our comment section. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. And thank you for our super chatter as well. Very, very appreciative of that. But remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on X, Instagram, whatever platform you're watching on. And join my Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner. Okay, let's start with our YouTube comments. Then we'll go over to Spotify. There was just some people having like a fucking argument in our YouTube comments on the last episode, actually. But we'll see how much of that we actually play and listen to. I think a lot of the people in the comments of the last episode literally just saw the title of my episode, didn't watch it, and just left a comment based off what they thought I was going to say, based off some of the comments.
Tucker is more MAGA than Trump has ever been.
Yeah, I agree. But I do think there's something weird with Tucker. I think he's probably a CIA guy, but yeah, I do agree. Trump is not MAGA.
LOL, Trump is the last person to decide who is and isn't MAGA.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, like, Trump is the one who kind of created the idea of it, and he denounced Tucker. That's like, I named the video, Trump kicks Tucker out of MAGA over Iran comments, and I think everyone just read the title and didn't actually fucking watch what I said.
Trump betrayed MAGA when he put Israel first, covering up the Epstein files and starting a new Middle East war. There's nothing America first about that.
I'm with you. Completely agree. Terrible.
Trump can't kick Tucker out because Trump kicked himself out with all he's done in his second term. Not a single promise held. 8 countries attacked. Give me a break.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I think you just didn't watch the video.
Trump is a traitor. He's not even in charge of Middle East policy.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
Epstein clients. No new wars, especially in the Middle East. America first. All things Trump was elected for. All things I don't see. Are we still talking about Epstein? Yes, Iran, Israel first. All Doge savings went to the military plus some fraud uncovered in unprecedented levels in a few states. Most assuredly occurring in all states. Blue cities. How many are arrested? Wall should be in prison. Great, we are getting rid of some violent illegals. We voted for every single illegal to be deported. What is happening now? I did not vote for. I give a wait-and-see approach to Iran. But the rest of the stuff. Come on, anti-Semitism is a made-up word to make people feel guilty about noticing patterns. Same as the word racist. If this is the new MAGA, I'm good with not being included. America only is the way of the future.
Yeah, I agree.
Trump kicked himself out of MAGA in 2020.
Yeah, before that even.
And then the Jews betrayed him again. When will this Shabbos learn Lameo? Think Kushner gets him a seat at the table. Sorry, Goyim.
Yeah, Trump is just a Shabbos goy at this point.
Good, kick that cuck to the curb.
Yeah, see, you just sound like a retard. And then there's like a whole argument that people had in the comments. I'm probably just gonna skip that. I don't need to read their argument. Alright, let's go on to our Spotify comments.
1. Alex Jones is the greatest of all time. 2. Trump is Jester Maxing for Bibi and the Zionists. 3. Nukes are dropping soon. 4. Tucker redeemed himself demasking the Zionist Jews. 5. Raider Nation motherfucker. 6. Monkeys gonna monk.
Alex Jones is the GOAT, I agree. Trump is Jester Maxing for Bibi and the Zionists. Yeah, pretty much. Nukes are dropping soon. I think Nick is right about that take. I do think Trump might want to be the guy to set off a nuke. Trump does have that ego, so I do think that is that is really possible. Fuck the Raiders though. That's where you lost me. Tucker redeemed himself demasking the Zionist Jews. Yeah, kinda, but he needs to go harder. He needs to realize that he always says the problem is not Judaism. He's got to realize that it is. EHC is spamming get on. He wants me to get on Fortnite. I'm going to be doing to all the people on here, I'm going to be doing a gaming stream after this playing Fortnite with EHC. We're going to get dubs. Going to be a good night. EHC, I'm almost done with the comments. Once I finish the comments, I'll hop on Fortnite.
Holloway got grapes tea, but what a performance from Oliveira. Proof you need ground game to succeed in this sport.
Yeah, you need all angles of MMA to be successful in the UFC. I just don't think that should have been the BMF fight. Like, I think they should have done it something different. Yeah, Holloway did get raped in that fight. Not good. Not good for him. I was upset. I wanted him to win. I just didn't think it was a great UFC night. And then there was that speculation whether the guy threw the fight too, because there was the second round knockout. Or what was it? Was it second round knockout or first round knockout? But they said that someone was holding his like niece or nephew hostage. I don't know. So hopefully they investigate that.
Comparing Laura Loomer with people with Down syndrome is an insult to people with Down syndrome. At least they are peaceful, face rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, you're right about that. Laura Loomer, she is just such a stupid bitch.
How do we know they're illegal? Might have been the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Holy fuck, why are some Americans stupid?
Yeah, some people are retarded.
We won't know they are illegal unless we give them due process.
Shut the fuck up. Like, some people, like, literally think we need to give every illegal a full court case to find out if they're an illegal immigrant. It's like, no, you don't. You check their fucking papers, and if they're illegal, get them the fuck out of the country. It's actually that simple.
The single thing that I enjoy most about watching your show is the open and honest racism you project.
What, do you want me to lie about it? Do you want me to hide it and lie? And I don't even think it's racist. I think I did say I would rather be racist and alive than not racist and dead because a black killed me. But I don't even think that's racist. That's just statistically accurate. So, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Again, like, I stopped caring. Like I said in the beginning of the show, it's like, call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Call me you're racist, you're Islamophobic, you're anti-Semitic. Like, who gives a fuck? You're misogynist. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Women shouldn't vote. Blacks need to get their IQs up and actually contribute to society, and Jews need to stop running society.
He doesn't even deny it.
Yeah, why would I? Why would I lie? That would defeat the purpose of me having a show if I was just gonna get up here and fucking lie. Like, you just sound like a retard.
It's so sad to see how far Trump's fallen. Nick always says how he predicts everything all the time, but even he was fooled by Trump in the first half. Also, you say immigrants who served in a foreign army shouldn't be American. My second great-grandfather served in the British military. Does that mean he shouldn't be granted citizenship? Or do you just mean from hostile nations? Thanks, have a good one.
Let's see, that was a lot of different things. Well, saying Trump had him in the first half is, I don't know. I mean, you got to think about it like this. Like, he's been doing this for 10 years. He hasn't been the oracle the entire time. Like, he has been on the right track, but it's like, as he got more years of experience in politics, he was able to see the trends better. And since he's been able to see the trends, he is rarely, if ever, wrong about these things. So I don't think that's something to hold against him. And also, you say immigrants who served in foreign armies shouldn't be American. My second great-grandfather served in the British Army. I mean, is he still alive? Like, I feel like my answer is kind of irrelevant. Like, I mean, if he's still alive, that's awesome. Or does this mean hostile nations? You see, that one's interesting. That one's interesting. There should be, maybe you can make an argument that there should be some process for, like, people who are in Europe or certain parts of Europe, who did that in the past to them become, you could maybe make an argument on, like, them being able to be Americans under the definition that I laid out last time. I don't know. I would have to think about it a little more. And it's nothing personal to you or your family or situation. It's just, I don't want to be a hypocrite about it. I don't want to say, like, oh, these people who were in the IDF shouldn't be able to be Americans, and then say, like, oh, but this person who's in the British Army should be able to. Because I don't think if you serve in another, if you serve in a country's army or their military, you're pretty much signing your life to that country, basically saying, I'm willing to give my life for this country. And I don't think anyone can have that allegiance to multiple nations. I think you're always going to have one true allegiance. So if there's a way to prove that the true allegiance was to America, you could maybe make that argument. But I don't know. I'd have to think about it more. I'd have to create, like, some process for that. Yeah, and, like, it's also, like, when was he living in the United States versus, and, like, serving? Like, was he living in the United States and serving? Was he serving and then he moved to the United States and then his allegiance then fell here? Like, there's follow-up questions I'd like to have, so I don't know. It's a good question, though.
Could we be covering for Israel on the school bombing? We're so cucked we would definitely do that.
I was thinking that, but then I realized shortly after it wasn't, because I rewatched the press conference with Pete Hegseth and Raising Cane's, General Raising Cane's, and they showed, like, the target areas that they want, where they think are, like, because the school was near a military base. I mean, that is true. So it seems like it was an accident. But the thing is, our missiles are very accurate, so it was bad intelligence by us or by Israel, but probably by us in that scenario, because I looked at when you watch the briefing again, you see they bring out these boards and they show all the target areas, and in that target area is where the school was. So I do think it was the United States, and evidence came out to show it was, but, like, just putting myself in, like, Friday's shoes when I originally said it, I kind of had that thought for a moment that maybe it was Israel, but no, it was the US, very sadly.
If you're ever in Orange Beach and wanted to do a live stream on a boat, we could probably do some snorkeling.
Nice. Okay. I'll let you know if I'm ever in Orange Beach. This person just fucking writes, like, shitty comments every time right here.
Please educate yourself. Stick to your white nationalist grift. You have no clue re geopolitics. Check out Mario Nawfal on X, listen to Eric Weinstein on Piers Morgan. Or don't. And continue being clueless at best. Seditious at worst. Your anti-Semitism is clouding your thinking.
Your retardation is clouding yours. Shut up, bitch. Like, shut up. Who cares what you have to say?
You are a supporter of pedicent enslavement of Christians by Juicebox. S. Weinstein failed to denounce the Irgun, and he failed to explain why does AIPAC exist if Americans naturally agree and support Israel based on what's seen in the free media?
Wait, let me... Oh, okay. I thought that was a comment towards me. It was a comment towards the person who commented that retard shit.
Must be that time of the month for James.
I think, dude, I was in a pissed off, not I was in a pissed off mood, but I was I don't know. Friday, I was just going off.
She's not gonna let you hit bra. James, I actually do agree with you. As a woman, I would prefer to have a man lead in life and make important decisions for my family. I can make a great sandwich, clean the house spotless in less than 45 minutes, and I also have a bottomless throat. I know my strengths.
What the fuck?
Great podcast as always.
That's crazy. And I also have a bottomless throat. That's insane. That's fucking crazy. And you live in Florida, right? No, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't know how I feel about you putting that in a comment. Kind of funny on one hand, but at the same time, it's equally like, how many different guys' podcasts is she writing in their comments that she has a bottomless throat? Like, what the fuck? I like the part about cleaning the house and cooking, though. Like, that's based? Based Abby, maybe?
Sus. Last time I read that was a prostitution ad. Bottomless pit? Who says that? Probably a gay Jewish gay, but what does Uncle Rogue know?
Yeah, Rogue, is this a Mossad agent secretly?
Bottomless throat, not bottomless pit. I'm definitely not a Jewish gay. Death to Israel and Netanyahu.
That's actually crazy. I love how you engaged back with Rogue on that. Bottomless throat, not bottomless pit. I'm definitely not a Jewish gay. Death to Israel and Netanyahu. That message itself is just funny. That's crazy. I don't know what you look like, though. That's also the problem. Like, are you hot or not? Like, are you wife material? I can't have a fucking ugly wife. Like, I can't have an ugly dog wife. I need a... Eventually, I'm going to need my wife, and she's going to be hot, you know? It's a necessity. I can't have ugly kids. So I need a good-looking wife. She's got to be based. She's got to be Catholic. Or at least willing to become a Catholic, but ideally a Catholic. She's got to be willing to have like 6 to 10 kids, because I need to form an army one day. An army of my children. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know what you look like, so that's the problem here. Like, if I knew you were good looking, might be a better response right now. Guys, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What should I do about this one? Let me know in the comments. What should I do? Do we risk and see if it's a Mossad agent? What do we do? Do we test out the waters? Do we dip our big toe in?
Step 1. Watch Fuentes. Step 2. Repeat Fuentes. Step 3. Upload today's episode.
You realize my show is hours before his, so I'm constantly reporting ahead of what the stuff I'm saying now, like, he's not going to report on everything I reported on, but we're going to have, like, kind of similar shows in a way, because we both do a daily news show. Mine's hours before his, though, so, like, that's a retarded point.
Alex Jones had Tommy Robinson on a softball interview. Tommy's 10 names include Tel Aviv Steve, Tommy Talmud, Tommy Rabbi Stein. You trust this guy?
Do I trust Alex Jones? Yes. I don't really give a shit about Tommy Robinson. But do I trust Alex Jones? With my life. I would literally go to war for the man.
Tommy Robinson is the Ben Shapiro of the UK. He's also a PSYOP designed to cause chaos and containment in the UK. His current trope is that he's left the UK because of ISIS. He presents himself as a pseudo-tough guy, and the low IQ working class are fans of him. This is the equivalent of Jones sitting down with the people who have led your country into Iran.
Yeah, again, I don't give a fuck about Tommy Robinson.
I guess you're always a day behind.
I'm actually almost always a day ahead. Like I said, I do my show first. The only time I'm a day behind is if I miss a show. So, if I miss a show, then it's going to be a day behind, yeah. I will be reporting the news a day behind there because I missed a day. So, that's how that would work, fucking retard.
I actually like Tommy mostly.
I don't fucking care about UK politics.
Why did you laugh at my comment? You've never been called that, so you find it funny.
I don't even remember what comment you're talking about.
I'm talking to Grandma's boy.
Okay.
Hey Christian, you big noses are inferior to the white man in every metric possible.
Christian's not Jewish. He is Christian. He just sucks up to the Jews a lot. I said last week that the GOP needs to burn, and now people think I'm voting for the Democrats. I'm not voting for the Democrats. I just want the GOP to burn.
But voting for Democrats? That would be the stupidest thing to do. They've already said what they will do. DC and Puerto Rico statehood, mass immigration and citizenship, stacking the Supreme Court, state control of everything, forced compliance with their every insane idea. No man hating Israel so much that you overlook the possibilities, and are willing to just hand the country over to the enemy, is insanity.
Okay, again, like that's a cope. We're gonna lose the midterms regardless. Like I could come out here and I could tell everybody go vote Republican in the midterms, and they're still gonna fucking lose. I don't want them to win 28. I think we're hopefully gonna get an America First candidate who steps up by then. But yeah, no, I mean 2026 they're cooked. And no, I'm not voting Democrat, but I do not want the Republicans to. I don't want them to win in 2026. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want the Democrats to, but I'm definitely not voting for the Republicans. I'm most likely just not going to vote outside of voting for Fishback.
Your hero Fuentes is.
Again, like, what he wants to do is what he wants to do, but bitching at me for that, like, go in his comments. What do you, like, why are you saying to me, but Fuentes is voting for Democrats? Like, first of all, yes, he did say that, not confirmed that it's going to happen. Like, it could just be a political pressure tactic, but who gives a shit? Like, what he does is what he does. What I do is what I do. It's two different shows, two different people.
Pretty much sadly, because James has a lot of potential.
Dude, I have all the potential. I will take over the political talking space one day.
Crazy thing is, being pro-statehood in Puerto Rico is a right-wing position.
Who gives a shit about Puerto Rico?
I'm an American, but the US territory of Puerto Rico where I was born, that's why I say my island.
Okay.
Really saying my island is gross?
Yeah, you're looking into it too much. Relax.
You literally talk about your Italian roots all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like you think you are an Anglo-Saxon or something.
I feel like I'm an American.
Also, when people use that term, it's in a way to dehumanize people.
Okay, who gives a shit? Like, you didn't have to comment 5 times in a row for all that.
GOP Hispanics are the most Holocaust deniers. Hispanics.
I did see that. Yeah, they are. That is crazy. I saw that. Young Hispanic men are by far, like, the biggest Holocaust deniers. Or at least, like, if you question the numbers of the Holocaust, you're considered a denier. So, I thought that was crazy. Again, I'm not going to read this one because it fucking has so many emojis in it, and I just do not want to. I'll read it out loud. I'm not going to fucking play it because I can't listen to the emojis. Every one of you guys voted for Trump. Talk about retards, but Kamala, but Biden and Obama. This war is all on you retards for believing a old man in orange makeup. You guys are truly the master race. Dude, Kamala is such a fucking retard. Again, like, I would rather a man burn this country to the ground than watch a woman be president, so. Fuck Kamala.
Both parties are controlled by Zionists.
Exactly. Like, it's just such a stupid point to, like, oh, but the like, no, they both are. It's Goyim versus the rest of them.
We had two choices: a party that wants to utterly destroy civilization itself and force us to live, if they allow us to, as slaves within a totalitarian regime, or Trump. Any sane person would pick the Trump card. As for the war, Iran has had this coming for 50 years, and if we had kept kicking the can down the road, eventually Iran would be much harder to defend against. When someone threatens you, repeatedly believe them, and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, dude, you just sound like a plan truster, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's such a stupid fucking comment. Like, first of all, saying, like, we would be in a totalitarian government if Kamala got elected, like, no. That realistically would not have happened. People just wouldn't have taken her seriously. That's what would have happened. She's a drunk, retarded wine mom. I find that, and, like, justifying Iran in any way, saying, like, oh, but in a few years it'd be harder to fight against them. Okay, we don't ever have to fight against them. Israel can go do that on their own dime, in their own time, their own soldiers, but we shouldn't be involved in that.
More like Mommy's boy, another weird little gay guy living in Mom's basement.
Yeah, I just live in my parents' basement. True.
Like I said, sorry for what I said about you, Mick.
Christian, it's, like, weird when you do shit like that in the comments.
but don't insult average everyday Americans.
Okay, dude, fucking relax. Like, it's annoying when you, like, sorry I insulted. Who gives a fuck? Like, shut up.
James, on most things Nick and yourself stand for, I agree with, but I really think you both have become myopic. Your hate for Israel has taken on a life of its own, to the point where you can't see how America can greatly benefit from getting control over Middle East oil exports, Hormuz, and Venezuela's oil. The damage it does to China, alone, makes it worthwhile. If Israel conquered the entire Middle East, who cares? Islam is pure crap. If we control their exports, great.
Dude, you have no understanding of geopolitics. Who cares if Israel controls the entire Middle East? Okay, so who cares if we set up a nuclear superpower to control one of the most key regions in the entire world? And they're not signed on to the nuclear treaty. They've been known to spy on the United States, control United States politics, and attack the United States. Yeah, I see major issues there, actually. So I find that to be fucking stupid. Like, dude, you're too much of a plan truster with Trump.
If China doesn't have the fuel to power their manufacturing, or their military, or finish their AI and quantum computing race with us, we will be the undisputed world champs. Just the revenue from shipping lanes, Panama, Hormuz, Northern Passage, could fund our government, requiring less tax revenue, crushing the left's dreams of destroying the country, and bringing back national pride and purpose, which will help with our birth rate also.
No, again, like, that's just cope. That's a lot of cope.
You look like you would be a pimple on Trump's ass.
Oh, true. I'm gonna go kill myself now.
My biggest problem with him is how he defends some of the most immoral social behavior. Like to you, it seems like there is nothing wrong that can come out of someone's mouth, and I agree being too sensitive is bad, but there are still things that shouldn't be normalized, like for example, when you joke about dating marrying teenage girls.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I would have beat TF out of my kid if he did that.
Nice. Like, okay. I don't even remember I don't think I've ever done that.
Me and James Fishback are most likely around the same amount of white and brown, 71% white. Grandma's boy can't help it but dislike all my comments randomly. Boy, are you okay?
Dude, who fucking cares? What, like, so someone's just liking your comment? Dude, who fucking cares?
Giving Democrats more power is not the move. I'm not saying keep supporting all Republicans. We can change the Republican Party from within, like James Fishback, for example, or Brandon Herrera. We can reverse what these Republicans do, not the Democrats who will import millions of illegals.
Again, giving them, like, they're going to win in the midterms regardless. Like, that's what you guys have to realize. They're going to win in the midterms regardless. So knowing that we're going to lose in the midterms, no matter what, Trump could fucking cure cancer tomorrow and the Republicans are still going to lose the midterms. So knowing that they're losing the midterms, why not send a message? Don't vote Democrat, just don't fucking vote Republican. Just don't vote for anybody who's taking money from AIPAC. Again, I'm not saying don't go vote for someone like Fishback or somebody who's actually going to put America first, who's not taking lobbying money. Go vote for that person. Get that person elected. But we are not going to sit here and just vote down the ticket Republican to every same person who's fucking this country over right now. That is not going to happen. I'm not going to be okay with that, and I'm not going to push my viewers to do that. So I'm going to tell my viewers, only vote Republican on the candidates that are actually going to put America first, like Fishback. Other candidates, if they're taking $1 from lobbying or AIPAC or anybody, don't fucking vote for them. And that's 99% of all the fucking candidates. So again, like, everybody, like, who is like, oh, but the Democrat, it's like, we're going to lose the House no matter what. It's going to fucking happen. So why not send a message when we do it? Why not send a message to the GOP for future elections that if they want any fucking chance, that they need to sell to us? Again, if we keep running down this path, if we need to defeat the Democrats at any cost, no matter what, we will just keep being slaves forever. So again, if it's going to take one election being lost, if it's going to take the midterms being lost or whatever it is to send that message, it would be worth it in the long run. We would get less immigrants in the long run than we would in the short term if we did that. So again, like, you guys have to think long term. You're thinking about the here and now. You need to think about 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. When you have kids, when you're a grandfather, what's it going to be like? So I want to set it up for that. I want it by the time I have grandkids and by the time I have kids, they have truly America First candidates in every election. I don't want us to be in 20 years still fighting these same problems of, oh yeah, we do have these war-hungry Zionist neocons in the conservative movement, but we got to beat the Democrats at any cost, so we're going to vote them in. Like, no, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all.
What Trump is doing to Tucker is disgusting and outright stupidity.
It's so retarded. It's one of the dumbest things.
The sooner we realize we can't vote our way out of anything, the better.
Actually, you can. You again, saying like we can't vote our way out is a misrepresentation of it, because we can send messages that we need better candidates in and that we're not going to vote for candidates who take money from certain lobbyists. We can send that message.
I don't think it's about giving the Democrats anything. It's about playing Chick 3N with the Republicans Party.
Yeah, it's about, again, it's not about giving the Democrats anything. It is literally about just, kind of like you said, it's just negotiation with the Republican Party. It's saying, if you're not going to give us anything, we will give you nothing, and you guys will burn because of it. And guess what happens? The Republican establishment is a business like any other business. They need people and customers to operate. If they lose their entire customer base, and we say all you have to do is fix this one problem and then you'll have your customer base back, guess what's going to happen over time? They will fix that fucking problem because they need money to flow. They need votes. They need this. They need us. We are the currency to them. So again, anybody who is like going against what I'm saying super hard about this, it's like, feel free to have a reasonable discussion about it with me. I'll have the discussion, but it is just not in our best interest as right-wingers, truly America First people, to vote for the people who are just going to continue the Zionist-occupied government we have.
Voting for Democrats is giving them more power, which they will use to import more illegals and give others amnesty and make it impossible for anyone who isn't a liberal to win.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, but like, you're kind of right, but at the same time, I'm not saying to vote for Democrats. I never once said that. I never would say that. Yeah, I don't think anybody should be voting for Democrats. I don't agree with Nick on that take that he said he's voting for Democrats. I agree with not voting, but I don't agree with voting for Democrats. But that's been all the comments we had. Kind of crashed out at some of them, but whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys have had a great day so far. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Monday's show. We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday. Got a big week. We're going to have a lot of different things to talk about. And if we get a slow news day, we'll talk about Epstein as well. I want to keep that relevant. But with that, we're going to sign off today. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on X, Instagram, whatever platform you're watching on. Just give me a follow there. Let's see. Join my Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday. Hope you guys do have a blessed day, a blessed night. Thank you.